Everybody, we have a special guest on this week. We have Joseph Hooks. This guy, if you don't know this guy, he has probably touched your program in some kind of way. He's been involved with some of the best players to come through Montgomery County in the last few years, in a multitude of programs. He's been involved with the development of young men from the Pee Wee level all the way up through college. This is a guy that is very integral in the fabric of Montgomery County. Most notably with the MV Chiefs. Now he's with Bullis, doing things over there. And Mr. Hooks, thank you so much for joining the show and taking time out today to talk with us. First and foremost, I just want to say that I appreciate everything that you do for the kids, and do everything that you're trying to do with Bullis and also with Watkins Mill, where you actually went to school. First and foremost, what really spawned you really taking action with trying to go out and help kids and give back to the community, give back to your community, which is Watkins Mill, and just helping kids overall, no matter where they come from?
Well, yeah, glad to be here. It was about 4 years ago. I wasn't coaching then. I was playing football at Shepherd, and had a little big experience after that. And the first day I came back to Montgomery Village football, where I grew up playing, I just saw the excitement of the kids and just realized how much I knew about football and how much passion I wanted to show. And from that day on, I kind of felt like I needed to create what I think I needed growing up, but also share what I had to help me succeed. And I was just doing above and beyond Call of Duty and really understanding what the kids need, being in their life on and off the field really helped make an impact. And things just went from there. And every time I had an idea, I felt like anything positive was possible, and I had a lot of support from friends, family, and the community, and it's been some cool things that happened so far.
Talk about Montgomery Village for a second. How, for people that don't know, how important that program is, not just for the Germantown area, but also just Montgomery County overall, and some of the players that came from there.
Yeah, Montgomery Village has been around for a long time, a dominant program. I grew up playing there in the 90s. So many great names that come out of there. From even Donald Dockett started playing football there. He was there recently coaching his son's team at White Oak. Mm-hmm. You got Hank Fraley played there. You got Keem Hebron, Stephon Diggs. The list goes on. It's a very competitive program. It's not really a luxury program. We come from nothing. We built from the ground up. We start from super tiny mites, like 5-6 years old. Right. You got people like Khalil Owens, who just had a great game.
Right.
Since he was young. You have Trayvon Stott, who's a good counsel. Mm-hmm. You have big baby DeAndre Jules from Northwest, who recently got off from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Travis Nanahan. The list goes on. And I think it's really just being an essential feeder for all Montgomery County schools. You got kids who play for Paint Branch, for Coach Neesmith.
Right.
Quentin Little John brothers played for MV. You have people like Quince Orchard, like Big Mike,
right.
Marvin Bender, Doc Bonner. They all have touched and been a part of Montgomery Village. So it's really a place where all high schools are being a feeder, and it's just, even though it's in Montgomery Village, but kids are coming from all over, and it's been doing that for a lot of years.
Right, that absolutely, and you guys have obviously have touched a lot of the great players that came through here. What are some of the things that you've done personally when it came on to just making sure that you keep up with these kids and make sure not only on the football field but off the football field that you're trying to mold them as men, obviously, and just being there for them? What are some of the things that you do to help out Mocha football by being there for the kids that actually touch the MV program?
Yeah, I think it's about really being in their life. Kinds of communication via social media, text messaging. I got the WhatsApp app just for my kids to feel like they can contact me. I didn't really have a father figure growing up, so it's always good for these young men to feel like they can talk to somebody and really just be, meet them halfway, but still be able to give them, professional or just adult advice to understand where they're coming from. And, once you do to break that barrier, they open up to you. They want to play hard for you. They want to play for you, and we stay in contact. I constantly text my guys, try to go to some games. I've been to the hospital, recently for Daquan Wims, Johnny Terry, those type of guys that we personally had relationships with, and even guys that I haven't even coached. Like I said, like Trayvon Diggs and Joseph Maddox and all those guys. I didn't personally coach them when they were at MV, but since they were from the village, it's kind of like a fraternity, and we always look out for each other, and just they understand that I'm not paid to do what I ask. Ask of them. No one's paying me. I'm just doing it because I know what it feels like to not really know where to go, what to do, and once they see that they can trust you and they'll do anything for you, and they'll work out, they'll do anything you ask them to do, give back in the community. Really just visiting them at the schools, checking on their grades, helping them with resources, if it's workout gear, a place to train. I think that's really key because I know these kids have to stay out of trouble, and if we can keep them out of trouble, then the sky's the limit. And then just doing the shoe drive and the 4A club and all the community stuff we've been doing recently has really been able to get these kids to understand the bigger things in life that are after football, and so that's been really cool.
Absolutely. And you touched on your ties to Watkins Mill. Obviously, you were a great player at Watkins Mill. And where do you see the program right now? Obviously, Coach Brown is over there, is taking over this year. And you experienced some a lot of success over at Watkins Mill. Success that they haven't really seen in the last few years. Where do you see the program right now? And do you like the direction it's going? Obviously, they have some MV kids over there as well.
Yeah, the program right now is, it's better than what it was. Mike Brown, he's an alumni as well. He's someone I used to look up to or look up. He had a great career arena playing Philadelphia Soul, and so he's had that experience of success. And, I think I have a lot of personal touch with those guys. I've coached them either MV or Watkins Mill, and I've been there for the last 2 years, prior to last year. And just to see that they're all together, they're sticking together. The fact that Markel, Brian McKinney, and Daquan Wims, stayed at school and followed the new leadership is really good to see because before Watkins Mill lost a lot of transfers, a lot of guys would come and go, and I thought about that when I was a senior, but I stuck with it, and it kind of paid. We got a lot of respect from people, later on in life that you can kind of figure it out, get out the mud. And a lot of the kids, asked me to come back and coach, and I thought, emotionally, I wanted to be there, but where I needed to be professionally, I moved on to Bullis, and I'm proud of that opportunity. But I'm really glad to see, we were able to raise money, me and the alumni, to get new equipment for these guys to get stronger. Watkins Mill is always known for fast speed players. They have a great track program, and
right.
And I think with the younger guys coming up, I know the JV just beat Gaithersburg. The JV beat Gaithersburg 2 years in a row, so the future's gonna be bright. It's gonna get more competitive. I'd like to see the unity. I know they just took a knee during the national anthem, and
right.
just to see that they're together,
right.
It makes me happy. So with the division that they're playing in, and the way for them to get to the playoffs, it's really obtainable. I can see them ending up in the regional finals this year if they can stay healthy and do all the work they're supposed to do in the film and practice hard, and that's exciting to see is to get some respect.
No, absolutely, and you kind of touched on the kneeling during the national anthem. What did you feel? How did you feel when you saw that? Obviously it was all of them did it, so obviously it was a sign of unity within the team. Obviously there's been some backlash to it. But from people saying that it was disrespectful or whatever the case may be. So what was your just reaction when you heard that your former school participated in something that in a discussion that's going on around the country, I should say?
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, good to see unity. I've liked to see Markel's leadership skills grow. I think the recent news at Watkins Mill was the incident with Daquan getting stabbed, but I think this is a more actually positive thing on him because he said he asked and he was allowed, and I think my great grandfather was a colonel. I've had family in the army and stuff, and I think they fought for the right for us to be able to do that, and I think that they're allowed to do that really shows growth in our country. I think it wasn't disrespectful, like they lit the flag on fire or they turned their back or something like that. I think they were still quiet, they're still respectful, and I think just being able to have that right, that American right is what's really there for could be a distraction. I hope they, just focus for the game. And I know they had lost that game, but they came back. And so,
right.
I would say the Bill Belichick thing. I told Markel, I tweeted him, I said, man, ignore the noise. I know a lot of Damascus players are upset, and a lot of people might be upset about it. But, if you're going to do something together, stay together, and you remember that for the rest of your life. And as long as they have that and they stay together doing it, then I don't have a problem. As long as they're together.
Right. No, absolutely. You're not at Bullets right now, and obviously Bullets has had a lot of success over the last few years. With Coach Salento and coming there, and they've built up a lot of cachet. Now Bullets is known for football, for having great players like the Cameron Browns and the Dwayne Haskins and things like that. What are some of the things that you've seen since you've been at Bullets, and what are some of the things that you're bringing to the table for them, and the way that you're going to help them grow?
Yeah, Bullets is a top program. Coach Salento, he's been a winner his whole life. He won states for Sherwood, and he was like Player of the Year, and he had great success playing at Montgomery College in Western Carolina, and that's a great honor to be a part of his staff, just because he's had that success with or without me for the last 6 years. I think he's won 5 championships in the IAC, and he played under Coach Malloy, and there's a lot of coaches at the high level, and I think he should be one of notarized for one of the top coaches in the state of Maryland because of that success. Bullets is a very high prestige academic school, and that's great to see that kids take that advantage, but it's not really expensive. Kids are coming from all over the county or out of county just to get there to play for this man.
Right.
And you can see the record. I think he's only lost a couple conference games in the last few years, and so they're going for the four-peat. And I'm glad I'm assisting with the linebackers. Coach Mike Anderson is defensive coordinator, and I'm just bringing some young, energetic energy, helping out with recruiting with Coach Ray Butler, help out with the strength conditioning program with Coach Al, who does a tremendous job of just getting those guys stronger and faster, and it's more explosive. And the staff is really, united. It's very family-oriented. They put in all the process, from film. I was there yesterday from 9 to 4, and really being a part of that has been really beneficial for my football growth, just to see the work that needs to be done to be successful, and treating every opponent like it's your last. And like I said, there's only 8 more games for us, and so you either win or you don't. And
right.
We want to be able to. I like the fact that we do all we can to put the guys in a position, especially since it's not really a big program like a 4A school like Northwest. We don't have 80 guys on varsity. We have about 35, 40 in it, and it really has been a journey. And I'm looking forward to practice today in our next battle, and really being able to help out with the linebackers. We're really young, but we're coaching them up, and I'm glad. I think I'm there because of my success. So just being involved in young men's life, recruiting, being able to know a lot of kids in the county.
Right.
Other programs like Silver Spring Saints, Germantown, New So it's really been cool, and I've just been nominated to do a CBL 12U All-Star team in Florida in December. So that'll be a great way to
awesome.
feed Bullets with some new talent, and so it's been really great, and I'm glad I'm there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, man. You gave us great insight into what you do, some of the things that you do to help out the kids, and I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I appreciate the fact that you are in the forefront with the kids, with the young men, and trying to develop them and try to make their lives a little bit better, and have that outlet to go to if they need to talk or whatever the case may be. So again, thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we can get together again soon.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Like I said, I like what you're doing, and it's great to be able to have another freedom of information and to hear things going on in the county. And I just like to be an example to say that you don't have to be in the NFL to make an impact, or you don't have to be told to do something. So really just being an example, and I know it's growing in the area. A lot of young coaches out here, and so there's more people just like me just doing more and above, and it's really cool to give back. So appreciate it.
Right. Thank you so much.